So today we're talking about the difference between intuition and insecurity.
That's a tough one. Where'd that come from?
I mean, I feel like in this day and age, we're all very like self-aware, and sometimes we haven't really learned like how to tune into our intuition as much, but then we're taught to think a lot, you know? And then
most people don't even know what their intuition is, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like how to actually spot their intuition. Like I heard this thing that was like your intuition is usually the first voice that you have, like that little first faint voice you hear right before you make a decision or you ask a question. And then every thought after that first initial one is the ego. That's what I heard. Is that true?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, because intuition, like when you look it up anywhere, to be honest, and even when you like experience it within yourself, you've noticed there was those subtle hints. Like it was never like super duper loud.
Right, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I also heard this thing that was like your intuition never screams at you. Like if you feel like you're having a dominating thought, that's not your intuition. Unless it's like really like close to something that you really, really, really need to pay attention to. More chances than not, it's not your intuition. It's like, it doesn't yell at you or make you like panic. It's just like a faint voice that's like leading you somewhere. It's like telling you to go down a certain path to listen. But I don't think it's usually like something that's like tough on you, you know?
Right.
It's usually an egotistical thing if it feels like that.
Yeah. Because it's like if something's that's trying to help you, like even in general, like they're not gonna come at you crazy. They're not gonna be screaming at you. Like they're gonna be like, hey, like it's gonna be very simple and straightforward. Like you say, like it's about the approach of things, and
Yeah, I did tell you that.
yeah, and that ties into like your intuition, your approach with yourself. Yeah.
Now that's big too, you know, listening to your intuition in these relationships. Because what I was telling her about, you know, when I was talking to her about approach, you know, just how are men coming off? You know, it's a squirrel in the bush. But, you know, how is men coming off initially? You know, what's that gut feeling you get when that man run across you, you know? Listen to those things initially because it's showing you something, you know? And especially when you're dealing with intuition in relationships, I think you have to be very careful sometimes because you can mistake just trauma, you moving from a, you know, traumatic headspace or, you know, unhealed inner child and mistake that as your intuition. Like, oh, I'm getting this intuitive image, like I just know, but it's like, no. You're just traumatized, or you're avoiding or some shit like that, and you're trying to find reasons to justify that trauma so you can continue acting out through it. So self-awareness is very important when it comes to intuition because a lot of people are blind and they'll become delusional.
Yeah, that's real. That's really real what he said. Like, you really, like, it's not something that's going to be so heavy, you know, and when you're used to like a certain behavior, you're used to like indulging in certain things, like it feels like your body's like, this is normal, you know, you create like a level of comfortability. So once you are like in a space that is different, that will probably be even very safe for you, you'll feel a bit more like tense or feel like, oh, this could be that, you know, it's not like this streamlined thing, but like you said, self-awareness.
Now, you know, it's also crazy too. When we talk about the intuition thing, I feel like a lot of my intuition, like I'm not gonna say a lot of my intuition, but a good majority of it comes in my dreams. I feel like there's nothing that's gonna get past me because my dreams will see it. I will see it in the dreams. Like if it's really close or if it's like really in my vicinity, I will see it in a dream. And I view that as intuition. I don't always view that as like just nightmares and you being woo-woo and like a dream is a dream. Like I pay attention to things, you know, the timing of dreams, when you get them, who's in them, what they're doing, you know. Intuition can show in a lot of different things, you know. Sometimes God can talk to you through somebody else, and if you use your intuition, you'll realize that was a vessel right there in front of you. Intuition can show in so many different ways, you know. That's why it's so beautiful. But intuition can also keep you very protected, in my experience. Like, there's been times where I've called off work. You know, I think I told you these stories. Like, called off work, avoided certain places, and some very traumatic things happened at the exact places that my intuition told me not to go to, you know? So, yeah, intuition is very important. Not enough people rely on that, but I think a more masculine word for it is probably like your gut instinct. I think that aligns.
Yeah, like referencing back to like the dream space, like that is a big thing, you know, like because the dream is like your subconscious, and the subconscious, you know, like I think it's the thing they said, like how that's more of what controls people's decisions more than the conscious mind.
Right.
So it's like when you
That's
have,
true.
yeah, when you have a clear subconscious, or like you're quite self-aware, you're leaning into understandings and details, things can get even more clear in the dreams. Yeah, it helps a lot. But when you're distracted and you know, just thinking about, just always really in your mind and not really in your heart, it can kind of cloud how your dreams come out too. Yeah.
Now, moving from your subconscious is some real shit too, because I tell a lot of the women I talk to on my one-on-one calls that, like, you're attracting this person from your subconscious. You're not consciously realizing what you're attracted to. Like, a lot of people think like they have a type and all sorts of type of stuff, but they have subconscious types that they're not acknowledging. Like, there's certain behaviors, certain energies, you know, when you sometimes look back, maybe you attract a certain individual who they all have the same, you know, childhood wound or something like that. And this isn't tying into like intuition and stuff like that, but I felt like I needed to bring that up because it talked about the subconscious, you know, the things you push back to the back of your mind, things that you try to like overlook and not heal. Those be the exact same things that come up and attract different energies into your life because we move from our subconscious a lot at the time. So if we aren't planting healthy seeds into our subconscious, our actual manifestation of life is going to be very tainted no matter how conscious you think you are in the moment and how intentful you think you're being. Subconscious thoughts dominate our reality, sometimes without even us realizing we're taking those steps. My content, for instance, for me, I feel like this is someone became a subconscious action. Not very conscious, you know, for a reason, you know. Repetition, time, you know. But that's just a lot of reprogramming.
Right.
A lot of reprogramming has to happen in order to have strong intuition, for real.
Right. Yeah. That's the beauty of it. You know, you get to that point.
Right.
You get to experience that if you're here and alive and well. You know, you can take those steps and take that time, and eventually, you know, you'll get to where you're getting to.
Right. That part.